Hi. Once again, I am recording late at night, so the lighting is obviously going to be very poor. But I really needed to make this video because I saw this video by Crispy. He was asking for tips, advice, help in general to get the immersion going, to roleplay, to have awesome RPG sessions. And the gears in my mind started to turn, and I started to come up with all sorts of thoughts. And I thought I need to make this video immediately. Even before yoga practice, I need to make it immediately. Okay. For those of you that haven't seen Crispy's video, I'm going to put the link to it in the description. He basically got to a dead end, a crossroads perhaps. He doesn't know what to do because the sessions are simply not working as he would want them to be, to work, to proceed. So I started to think back at his actual play that, as some of you know, I produced a video where I criticized that actual play. In my opinion, yeah, I didn't like it too much. So I think I have identified certain things that could be obstacles. I'm going to start with the minor ones, perhaps the more inconsequential ones, and then move on to the more important ones. And these are just my own tips, my advice. Crispy, just take what is useful, discard the rest. So here goes. First, I highly recommend that you stop thinking about tabletop RPGs as if they were movies. Stop thinking about them as movies. I have never, in my entire life, I have never thought of running a session like a movie. I think that comes natural, incidental perhaps. That's Shonner's style. We have yet to see Shonner's actual plays. It will be great to see them. Shonner has said that his group doesn't want to participate in a game online. I think he should create his own group, like a separate group. That's just me. Shonner can do whatever he likes. But I think it will be a great example. Or I have suggested to Rick, hey, you play Traveler, right? Why don't you play with Shonner so that he can showcase his cinematic style? That would be a better way of putting it, because what if you are trying to play it as a movie, but it's not what Shonner meant? Maybe Shonner means something else? Who knows? But like I have said, never in my entire life have I thought of role-playing games as movies. Never. And yet, I can see how some people could watch my actual plays and think of them as movies. So I think don't put too much emphasis on that. Don't put too much emphasis on that. That's my first tip. Now, this is going to be more like a general discussion, advice. When I think back to your actual play, the first thing that I thought about when it first started and I started to watch it, I thought, this is such a boring game. I have no feeling whatsoever, no pull, no necessity, no drive to play in that game. If someone were to show me that game, and if they were to invite me, I would say no thanks, no. So I think I have identified why. There needs to be fun. Role-playing is fun. You have mentioned this at the end of our sessions. I had a lot of fun. It was so fun. Fun is essential, in my opinion. It is so important. Everything is solved through roleplay. And I have mentioned in another video, the thing about roleplay is that the players have fun interacting with the situation, with the environment, with the non-player characters. So before you run things, as you prepare things, because I have yet to see a person that improvises everything in an enjoyable RPG session. Most of them are complete failures. They think they are great. I have yet to see a person that improvises everything in such an amazing way that it convinces me that it's worth it to improvise things. You need to prepare some things, in my opinion. So as you are preparing for the session, think about those situations, those scenarios, and really think, are they fun? Am I getting excited about playing those sessions? I have talked to a few people that commented on my videos that were saying, hey, your horror one-shot is going to be great, like Foot Under Hill. Who else told me about that? That couldn't wait. Well, Josh, but he wanted to participate. So he's one of the participants, but they were all expressing how it was going to be like fun, exciting, that like it was their thing. And as I am preparing for that horror one-shot, I am thinking, this is going to be really fun. It's a horror one-shot. But when I think about the problems, the situations that the players will encounter, I imagine myself in that situation and I think I really want to play in this horror one-shot. I wish I could play with myself as a game master that is not in the solo sense, but if I could like split it into two, and I would think that's a really good session. It's very fun. It's so horrifying but fun at the same time, disturbing but fun. And when I think back to all of my good RPG sessions, the early ones when I didn't know about roleplay, lackluster sessions. Well, I think the first one that I ran, for some miracle, I think it was really good, but the other ones, no. Horrible sessions. But when I look at the ones where I actually employed roleplay, they are so fun. It's the environments, the situations, the enemies, the traps, the puzzles, everything. It is so fun to interact with those environments. And when I look back at your actual play, that's the missing thing. The players arrive to this diner, and now they are sitting down to discuss things with what seems to be their client, and they're ordering food. And they... No. Look back at our actual play, Crispy, the Dark and Terrible campaign. Even you went to 2 taverns. There are so many people that run taverns in the most boring way. But when you went into those taverns, first you see this guy on the roof fixing and giving out these cryptic messages. Why? Is he crazy? Is he nuts? Is he some sort of medium? Why is he saying those things? And then you enter and you find out that, and this is going to contain spoilers for the Dark and Terrible campaign. For those of you that haven't seen it, well, sorry, but I need to give out those, present those examples. When you started to talk with the first tavern keeper, and suddenly, well, it turns out that Uther has been demoted to Baron. Why? You were sent to get Duke Uther on your side, and now he's a Baron? Why? And then you go to the other tavern, and you see this Sloane, this bully, this psychopath, like, he's looking for trouble, and he steps out. And then you start to obtain information through the mates, through the barmaids. And then you were looking for Squire Kent, and he walks into the place at that moment. So you see, it's kind of like so many things are happening. It is so exciting. And when I look at your actual play, I think it has to do with pacing and exposition. Exposition is the death of many games. I have, from different people, I'm not going to say names because I'm already criticizing your actual play. Let's focus on that because I want to provide tips and advice. But suddenly sometimes, yes, people come and tell me, did you see that actual play? It is incredible, amazing. And I'm like, wow, let's check it out. And I watch it, and it is the early morning and the sun is shining as you are driving in the car, and you see the palm trees reflecting on your car, and the light of the sun is reflecting on your car, and you are driving. Whoa, and the city, it looks so amazing, so lively. There are so many people. The noise, What? How is that important and fun for the players? It's horrible. How come people are not aware of this? And take a look at your actual play, Crispy. You give out so many details that are not fun. You arrive to this diner that now it has like good reviews, and then it is run by this robot, and oh yeah, but I think about how many of those details are actually crucial for the players. Maybe you could have shortened it to you arrive at this diner and it's actually being run by a robot. The reviews are decent for the diner. Let the players interact immediately. You kind of like you pull them into the session. Let them like stand outside of the diner, talking about the diner. Perhaps are they going in? Are they going out? Are they to another place? Let them give them freedom to do whatever they like. They were supposed to meet a client, right? So they're obviously going to walk in. Let them interact with the environment. Let them describe things. I think that when you use your voice, develop that. There is no other way to put it. You have experience as Esben playing those mannerisms, that voice, that put a bit of magic into your description. Every time you describe something, like you have just arrived to the diner, it is actually being run by a robot. The reviews are decent. If the players aren't doing anything by then, you really need to check out the social contract with your players. There is a possibility, you know your players better than I do. There is a possibility that perhaps they are not interested in roleplay. Perhaps they are, but if they are interested in roleplay, if they are just standing out there in the street, have a policeman approach them, and perhaps they look suspicious. So that the policeman talks to them about why are they just standing there. They have actually, the policeman, you could make something up. Like the policeman has been looking for 3 suspects that look exactly like them. You see? So, and you start to get things moving. Roleplay solves everything. There is always something that you can do within the game, in character, in the world, to get things going, get things moving. And the pacing, things really need to be exciting. Go through things in your head before running the session and think, is that exciting? Is that fun? Once again, go back to the Dark and Terrible campaign. The moment when you arrived to Compton, you found this corpse just rotting away, this child's corpse rotting away, almost turning into some sort of jelly. Why is that happening? Now that the players really want to interact, there must always be something interesting about the environment. If you are running a module and the module is not exciting, change it. If you have written your own module and it's not exciting, change it. Change it on the fly if necessary, immediately. Once again, the Dark and Terrible campaign, every single moment there was something to do, something interesting to do, something dangerous, something exciting. I would again advise not to think of things as a movie, just think about, is it fun? It's still a game. I think you are pushing away the game aspect in order to present the cinematic experience. No, it needs to be fun first. People are there to play a game as well. You can roleplay. Do not fall into the extremes. Once in the combat situation, you immediately identified that it was so clumsy to use that app. It was not fun. Not fun at all. So maybe I think your games lack fun. Think about, you said that you actually managed to achieve certain milestones when it comes to roleplay in other sessions. That is, you enjoyed those sessions. Your players were getting into their characters, they were getting into the session. Identify that what worked then. And I think you will agree that it was because the session was fun. The session was so fun, I can bet you, because they could interact with so many things. Give them things to interact with. Pull them, draw them in, draw your players in with interesting structures, interesting non-player characters, mysteries, rumors. Just toss it in. Get all of those fun elements and throw them into the scene. You can never have too many of those. As I run things in every session, any actual play. The Super Smash Bros. Campaign, another example, but I was thinking of using the Dark and Terrible campaign as an example because you participated in that campaign. I had like a repertoire, both written and in my mind, of things that I could toss in just to keep things going and make things fun. For example, if you decided to walk to the west from Compton, I had already thought about if they are going out to the west, there is this ruined bridge. I'm going to put some sort of blob enemy under the bridge, and it's going to start to try to swallow the members of the party. And if they attack it, it's going to split into two. And then you will see that it is connected. Each part of the blob is connected by a thin cord, and there are a few like spheres as part of the cord that joins the split parts together. So I'm already thinking of the fun. The players are going to be thinking, what is going on here? What is that enemy about? What is, in the case of the interaction with their client, like I said, the context was lost because the pacing was off. The descriptions, there was too much exposition, unnecessary details, so many unnecessary details. Keep your descriptions brief and to the point. Let the players paint everything. Trust the mind's eye of the players. Tyler, Flame Zombie, also mentioned this recently. Who cares about the colors of the drapes? Unless they are essential, it is important for you to identify the color of the drapes. Let the players come up with their own colors. Don't describe every shape, every color, just the essentials, the most important, the fundamentals. And then when it comes to the interactions with the non-player characters, straight into the point. Now, I have noticed that, for example, when you played as Esben, your greatest moments were when you describe your action. You add like a slightly bit of color to it, very brief, and things happened. The action was carried out. So when it comes to your descriptions, stick to the necessary, not even the bare minimum, the necessary. What do you want to communicate to your players? Give them things to interact with. Give them colorful non-player characters. Yes, because in that actual play, nothing got me excited. I didn't want to play that at all. It was so long, so much exposition. And don't think that you're the only one. I have seen this in so many people. You are, of course, seeking to improve. Don't be too hard on yourself. That is all part of the learning process. Like I have said, there are some people that say, oh, this actual play is amazing. And yes, it has some role play, but the exposition, oh, dear Lord, the exposition, the info dump. And because in those cases, I think it's because the game master is trying to push his vision of the world upon the players. Let the players take a look at the world through their own mind's eye. So, to sum things up, I would say, Crispy, discard the mindset of it's a movie. It's a game and you play a role within the game. It should be fun. Give priority to fun. Your players were not having fun. You are not having fun. You lack that element of fun. How can you achieve fun in our tabletop role-playing game session? Give the players situations, non-player characters, enemies, traps, hazards, environments that are fun to interact with. Oh, when you finally think, if I were to be a player, I would love to interact with that. I would love to tinker with that machine. I would love to talk to that non-player character. I would love to do this or that, use my weapons, my abilities, my skills. The Dark and Terrible campaign. Josh was constantly looking for opportunities to use his psychic abilities. All the time. His crossbow, his deceit, his stealth. And you were constantly trying to Yes, use your charm and your swordsmanship to the best of their capabilities. You were constantly trying to charm others, to fight others in kind of like in a sword duel. You wanted to interact with the environment. You wanted to obtain more information. You wanted to use your tools, your even your blanket. You know, you're constantly trying to shelter or give comfort to others. It's all about you want to interact with the game world. Give your players situations in which they can interact with the world, and I think that once they start to experience fun again, then everything will happen on its own. But definitely check out that social contract. Have them describe their actions. I pull out my gun and fire at the head of the creature. Not I'm gonna, no, no, no. I wanna, no, mm-mm. And stop that. Immediately when that happens, if they say I wanna, I'm gonna, as you attempted that, you were too slow thinking about that you wanted to do this. You were too slow because you wanted to do it, but no action was taken. That way the players are going to be like, I need to step up my game. So yes, and this is, like I said, taking things into the best case scenario where your players actually want to roleplay, when they want to put your effort into things, like your wife said. It seems like you were putting all of the enthusiasm, but maybe, just maybe, the players were not really into it because you needed to give them fun things to do. It's still a game. Enjoy it. Play it like a kid. Play it. A little kid isn't thinking, it's going to be like a movie, so this is the frame. Oh yes, cut the scene. Oh, I need to use this cool one-liner. No, the kid is just having fun. So much fun. Get back that fun. Get it back. No matter what everyone else says, role-playing games are fun. They are really fun. I cannot wait to run that horror one-shot next Tuesday. I cannot wait. And I know that Josh and Alberto and Tyler are also looking forward to that, because they know that I'm going to present all sorts of challenges, obscure, terrifying things, and they will feel so amazing when they manage to overcome them. Or if they fail, they're going to feel, oh, I should have tried this or that, and that's part of the fun. So yes, I hope this video was useful, Crispy. I'm just saying this because there are so many people out there trying to be mindful of other people's feelings. Oh, they are made out of crystal, of Kleenex tissue, they are going to break apart. Oh my god. The only way you learn how to do things is with blunt information. And I hope this information was useful, Crispy. If you think, no, this is actually, I don't think Abraham is right about this, discard it. Maybe you think Abraham is right about this, keep it. That's it. I'm always going to be speaking my mind, no matter what happens. So I hope this video was informative, entertaining, not only to Crispy, to everyone else. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. And remember, it is better to roleplay and fail in character than not to roleplay and fail as a player. Once again, thank you, and see you later.